So there was this mock trial last night amid chants of lock her up. At times, Donald Trump's coronation at the GOP convention felt more like a prosecution of Hillary Clinton. Speaker after speaker slammed her. CNN senior political reporter Manu Raju joins us now with that angle. Hi, Manu.
Hi, Allison. Now, Chris Christie led this charge against Hillary Clinton in what is becoming a convention full of anti-Clinton messaging. But what we're seeing are convention goers eating it up. A second night of stinging attacks against Hillary Clinton, becoming the rallying cry of the Republican National Convention.
Hillary Clinton lying to the American people about her selfish, awful judgment in making our secrets vulnerable. What's your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
For 15 minutes, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie prosecuting Clinton in a mock trial before a national audience.
In Libya and Nigeria, guilty. In China and Syria. In Iran and Russia and Cuba. And here at home for risking America's secrets to keep her own and lying to cover it all up.
Christie's prosecutorial takedown, drawing sharp criticism from both sides of the aisle. The Clinton campaign tweeting soon after, "If you think Chris Christie can lecture anyone on ethics, we have a bridge to sell you." Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake also tweeting, "Clinton now belongs in prison? Come on, we can make the case that she shouldn't be elected without jumping the shark." Trump's other former rival, Dr. Ben Carson, going as far as to link Clinton to Lucifer.
One of her heroes, her mentors, was Saul Alinsky. He wrote a book called Rules for Radicals. On the dedication page, it acknowledges Lucifer. So are we willing to elect someone as president who has as their role model somebody who acknowledges Lucifer? Think about that.
Speaker after speaker linking Clinton's email and Benghazi controversies to a lack of trust.
She lied about her emails. She lied about her server. She lied about Benghazi. She even lied about sniper fire. Why in the world would Democrats put forward such a candidate?
A Hillary Clinton presidency will endanger our national security.
Deception and dishonesty are all second nature to Hillary.
No way, Hillary. No way on earth.
And House Speaker Paul Ryan, scarcely mentioning Trump, focusing his attention on the risk of electing Clinton.
Watch the Democratic Party convention next week. That 4-day infomercial of politically correct moralizing. You can get through 4 days of it with a little help from the mute button. But 4 more years of it? Not a chance.
Now expect that messaging to continue tonight when Mike Pence, Donald Trump's running mate, will address the convention tonight, as well as Ted Cruz, Trump's former rival who may not endorse Trump, but will certainly attack Hillary Clinton. Chris.
All right, Manu, appreciate the reporting. We'll check back with you in a little bit. Joining us right now, former presidential candidate, Dr. Ben Carson. Doctor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a while. Good to see you. So last night, you went out there, you gave your speech. Crowd was with you, to be sure, but you seemed to perform a little bit of a miracle. You seem to have come up with the one attack on Hillary Clinton that not everybody wanted to fully embrace. I kept hearing on the floor, I don't think she embraces Lucifer. I think that this was just and then they would go on with their explanation. Why so heavy-handed trying to tie Hillary Clinton to Lucifer?
Well, first of all, recognize that this is a very famous book, Rules for Radicals. And on the dedication page, you acknowledge Lucifer in an admirable way,
right,
saying that he's the original radical who gained his own kingdom.
Right.
And then if you read the book, I don't know if you've ever read it.
Right. What I did was I read the studies of the book just to figure out where you were going with this. But
right.
Please continue.
But please read the book because it's very interesting how it uses controlled anarchy
right.
in order to change us from a democratic republic to a socialist society.
Right.
And I don't think that those things are consistent with the principles and the basis of this nation.
Right, but you seem contextually to make it like Hillary Clinton's carrying it around in her back pocket. It's something she mentioned in 1969 in a thesis.
Well, here's the point. We all have people who are our mentors. We all have people that we admire. As a college student at Wellesley, she was on a first-name basis with Saul Alinsky. He offered her a job after she finished, but she decided to go to law school. They were very close. You look at some of the letters. But I also had a mentor. It was my mother. And, she had a difficult upbringing, but she never let me be a victim. And the person that I am today has a lot to do with who I admire and who is my role model.
You also said in this campaign many times, don't judge me, Ben Carson, by my worst moments from 100 years ago. And you've many times contextualized criticisms of you as saying, when was that? How long ago was that I said that? Why can't you judge me on what's going on now? You do not give Hillary Clinton the benefit of that analysis.
Well, actually, I do. Because, in the real world, and particularly in business, if someone is doing something that is inappropriate, what you do is you maybe give them remedial training or you demote them. Here we have a situation where you had a person who was the First Lady, who was a United States Senator, who was the Secretary of State, who doesn't have the knowledge or the judgment to treat classified information or even to understand what it is in an appropriate way that doesn't jeopardize the country. And instead of sending her for remedial training and demoting her, you're saying, let's promote her to the highest position in the land.
Legitimate argument. Certainly different than blaming her for what she wrote in college. That's why I'm asking you. I get that Lucifer is a powerful term, especially with a group that is faith sensitive. But do you feel that it was going too far in retrospect?
Again, when you look at the principles that are espoused by Christ, by Christianity, and you look at what's espoused by evil, and then you look at things like killing babies, you look at things like redefining marriage away from what the biblical definition is, I think that there's pretty good consistency there.
But don't you think it's a little dangerous to tie gay marriage, equality of marriage, respect of LGBT with being evil? Don't you think that's a little bit too far, once again?
Well, again, that's your interpretation.
Well, how am I wrong?
Okay.
How am I wrong?
What I am saying is that we are talking about electing to the presidency an individual who embraces someone who obviously is not someone who is consistent.
I'm just saying it was when she was in college, that's all.
So are you saying she no longer believes that?
I'm saying I've never heard her mention the man as a mentor in all of her years in public office.
Then I have a great idea.
I've never heard it on... I'll ask. There's no question about that. We'll go to the campaign today. I think I can predict what their answer is going to be. But I just think I wanted to ask you about why you saw that as the best way to go in the convention. And I was wondering if it was just because you got to use Lucifer.
It's perspective. And, when I told Alan Combs about this on his program the other day, he said, oh, that was a joke. He just put that in there for...
I'm not saying that. It was an obvious basis and something that was personally important to her in 1969. I think there's no question about that. It's just what you choose to use as criticism, especially as somebody who has said many times, don't judge me by something that long ago. Judge me by right now.
Except you have to also use your brain. And you say, if she believed that at that time, and now you look at her actions, you look at what she advocates, the killing of babies, the dissolution of the traditional family, all these kinds of things, those are pretty consistent, quite frankly.
So that's the case against her. In terms of the case for Trump, are you happy with what's going on in the convention in terms of making a constructive case for why Donald Trump should be president, in terms of positive for him?
Absolutely. I see a tremendous sense of coalescing going on. And that's only going to continue. I think even those individuals who are in the Never Trump camp will at some point begin to understand that it's not about their feelings. It's about the future of this country. And this is a pivotal election because we're deciding if we're going to be a country upformed by the people or upformed by the government. And I'm not necessarily saying that the secular progressives who want government to control everything are bad people. I'm saying that they have a philosophy that is antithetical to the philosophy for the founding of this nation.
Dr. Ben Carson, thank you for being on New Day. Appreciate your perspective, as always. We'll talk to you again.
Okay.
I know you say you're not going to run for public office again, but I'm betting against you. So we'll see you again. Now that Trump has officially sealed the deal,